Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Match number 69, penultimate game of the league stage, Mumbai versus Delhi. Harsha, a little similar to the Rajasthan-Chennai game in the sense of one team needing the win for a particular position, the other team just playing to spoil it. How do you see Mumbai versus Delhi in this?
And the other team looking further ahead. One team is looking, win now, stay in the competition, let's look 2 days ahead. The other team is saying, let's see what we can eke out of this game to look at 10 months later. We don't know if Archer is going to come back. Will one of our quicks do well? Can Riley Meredith earn himself another spot? Is Sam's doing enough to stay in there? Can we get another big one from Tim David? I read some reports that he may not be around. I don't know how trustworthy those are. But for Mumbai, it's a bit like that. Can we try Sanjay Yadav in one more game and see if he gives us that Krunal Pandya role that we were hoping for? So Mumbai is looking at it from that point of view. But hang on, don't forget, Rohit Sharma doesn't want to end the tournament like that. Ishan Kishan doesn't want to end it like that. So they want to come back and do well. I just wonder if they'll give Tristan Stubbs another game. Are they going to look at Tilak Varma, somebody at 3, and get Brevis back in again? Stubbs has had 2 goes. I think one of the big pluses is see how Ramandeep bats, because he looks perfectly capable of giving you 2 overs every game. And if he can bat and become that 6 or 7, so they might just find the player they're missing the most, which is Hardik Pandya. Ramandeep is not going to be a Hardik Pandya bowler, not yet. He could. I mean, it doesn't look like at the moment, but he could. But if he can bat at 6 and give you those 2 overs, 6, 7, give you those 2 overs, that'll be fantastic.
Yeah, Tim David, by all accounts, looks like it's going to be another little daddy trip like it was for Shimron Hetmeyer. So in all likelihood, Tim David is not going to be part of it after a great contribution last time around. Pommie, what?
Karen Pollard.
Yeah, Pollard. Yeah, well, there you go.
Pollard comes back.
Is one. What about Deval Brevis for you, Pommie? I mean, he didn't seem to have been doing too much wrong to be on the sidelines.
No, this competition's about trying to balance, isn't it? You're always trying to balance your side out. And he, I think, became sort of a victim of that, and that they were okay up at the top. 1, 2, and 3, they kind of knew who they wanted there, and that's where they wanted him to bat. So 1, 2, or 3 is where he'll bat. He'll walk in at 3 each time. And then further down is where Tim David, Karen Pollard, that's where they're going to play. And then you want your bowler, Daniel Sams, who's been kind of going okay as well. So that's why he lost his place. They could come back to him. And instead of go back to a Karen Pollard, they might play both Stubbs and Brevis. You never know. Say, right, here you go. Have a chance. With Stubbs, a couple of goals, and what he got run out, and then really nobody's seen anything at all. And that's the nature of the game, isn't it? It's the nature of cricket that sometimes you're not out there long enough for anybody to know whether you're in form or you're not in form at all. And that can go on for a period of time. They invested some time in him this time round as a replacement, so they might as well have another good look, and then they can make some sort of a decision, because I say there'd be more of a body of work, but one more innings might be the innings where he plays a good one and then changes your mind. Because right now, it'd still be whatever they got from their scouting that would say, yeah, we kind of have to try and hold on to this guy, and maybe what they've seen him do in the nets rather than in the game.
Harsha, no reason to be resting anybody else really from the top guns. Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Tilak Varma, they all need to be up there firing, get a win under the belt.
No, not at all. This is a story of Delhi. Everything is about Delhi in this game. We've talked a little bit about Mumbai, but this game is really about Delhi. Can Sarfaraz get another go? Is Prithvi Shaw fit to come back and play? Typhoid is not something you recover from very easily, right? If that's what he indeed had. I read some reports that he had typhoid. So if he's going to be able to come back, does he have the strength? Do they try Sarfaraz again? But if Mitch Marsh strikes form, Rovman Powell towards the end of the innings, I know they've been carrying Lalit Yadav for a long time now because he can give a little bit more too. But but this really is about Delhi. Akshar's had some good games. Shardul's had a sort of quiet year, but they've got the team, Delhi. And I mean, all of Bangalore will be sitting and be very well behaved and nice and sitting and cheering Mumbai along, you know. So it's going to be a very tense match, but you've got to back Delhi.
Mumbai have a big army, Pommie, who support them. But imagine the weight of two cities going behind you. They'll be screaming from this.
Yeah, true. That's 67
From Bangalore to support Mumbai.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting tomorrow. I think it'd be a good game. It'd be charged up, that's for sure, just because of all of that. I feel for Delhi because, just like Harsha says, here we're talking about Prithvi Shaw, a guy got typhoid. Here saying Mitch Marsh hits form. He came into the squad late and then he gets COVID and he walks out to bat. You can tell that problem, you know, he's just not getting the ball off the square, trying to hit it as hard as just nothing is working. Then the coach gets COVID. There's just so much. Then there was that incident at Wankhede. Everything. It just
and
seems
Nokia comes late.
Yeah, anything that could happen.
Khalil injury.
You know, it's just like, and so I feel for them. And if they can galvanize and come together. And in speaking to Ricky Ponting, he said these sort of things tend to kind of bring a squad together, you know, and the guys have regrouped. Marsh is back, and man, he's looking imperious. He's a big unit anyway, but he's looking imperious when he walks in, and it doesn't matter if it's first ball, third ball, 15th ball, pumps it out the ground. So if he can do something, and we don't have to talk about the other players because their players are quite good. I mean, Rishabh himself is amazing player, and perhaps we'll see something substantial from him as well when the team need it now as they get to the business end. They've got the tools, that's for sure. It's just whether they turn up, not just tomorrow, but if they turn up tomorrow, can they turn up in the others as well if they get into the playoffs?
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you one change they can make, Gautam.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one change they can make. Because Mitch Marsh has started bowling well. He gave you 3 overs the other day. You've got 5 bowlers straight away, assuming Shardul bowls his quota of overs. You've got Shardul, Akshar, Kuldeep, Nokia and Khalil. You've got your 5 bowlers there already, but Marsh bowled you 3 the other day. He's perfectly capable of giving you that you don't need to play Lalit Yadav. I know they've carried him for a long time, hoping he'll do something, but Sarfaraz looked interesting the other day, didn't he? So why don't you play Sarfaraz for Lalit Yadav? And you've got the overs from Mitch Marsh to as a buffer for in case one of the bowlers has a bad day. And I just think Sarfaraz is batting better than Lalit Yadav.
But Harsha, you're saying that on the assumption that Prithvi Shaw comes back?
On the assumption that Prithvi Shaw is going to play, yeah.
Well, we're hearing that he's still not recovered in time for
I'd be
tomorrow's
surprised.
game.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised
if he plays.
Yeah.
So on that assumption, Sarfaraz stays up the top and Lalit Yadav keeps his place.
But you know, Pommie's point is so valid. Are Delhi a settled side still? Warner came late. Mitch Marsh came late. Then he fell sick. Then he got back. Heinrich Nokia, retained player, came in late. I think Akshar tested positive as well. Did he? He missed a couple of games. Akshar did in between. Khalil had an injury. So it's never really been a settled side, Delhi. And they must be hoping, look, let's just, for this game, let's just get everybody together and play our A team. Because that A team, believe me, is a seriously good A team, Delhi.